you love to play. Oh, you love to play. Don't your comments won't relay. Sign this on my page for you. Oh my God, he changed. Young life, I can't see back karma. I just need some brains so I could keep myself in order. Hey, huh?
He got problems, she got problems, only I got 411 problems. Hey, hi, what's up, y'all? It's time for another story time, and welcome back to Church Chronicles, and welcome to Don't Date Them. Now, I was about to say those who grew up in church, but it don't necessarily have to be church. It could be high school. It could be a neighborhood. It could be just certain places. There's just a select dudes that has reputations, and you don't take them seriously. Well, you warned not to take them seriously, so to speak. I get sleepy. I'll do something with this gum, because, baby, I'm going to smack. I'm going to smack in y'all ear. Smack. And your lips dry. Oh, wake up. Wake up. All right. Y'all want to put the gum to the side? Because I don't want to throw away my gum. Let's put this aside. All right. There's just a certain dude or dudes that have reputation and be like, stay away from them. They don't mean you no good. They're going to just play with your feelings. They just want to hit. Let it be. But at this point, in time, like, we're in church. So in church, you know, he's supposed to be saved, Holy Ghost filled, fire baptized, on fire for the Lord, and not even thinking about that, right? It's not even supposed to be no drama. Baby, one thing I have learned, church has the most drama. The most drama. The absolute most. I have seen so much in church. Besides me dating a street pharmacist, I've seen more drama in the church than I did dating a street pharmacist. Like, real talk. Anyway, so we are, because you just watched, well, not just, but it's up. What is it? He's Not Your Pastor. So in that story time, you know, like, I'm kind of feeling Dexter. I hope I'm giving him. Yes, I'm kind of feeling Dexter. Because me and Dexter are cool, because Dexter was the one who gave me the prepaid phone. So Dexter kind of hooking me up. He also bringing over what you call it? Just stuff in my apartment. But also, Dexter is not single. We're just cool, but I'm eyeing him. Like, I'm digging the you show up when I need you type situation. I'm that type of person. And unfortunately, because of the trauma, most of the times people who have been through trauma, like, if a person is showing up, if a person is something that you need, like, if they play the role, like, okay, you protect me, you provide, like, you it ain't even about looks. It's like, oh, okay, like, you feel like a comfort, you feel like a safe zone with them, so you're gonna be okay. Like, it kind of draws you in, right? So we're cool, and, like, we're discussing, like, certain things, because there will be times when we be like, hey, just come over and hang out with me. And so, of course, there's things going on around the church that, you know, like, me and him are together, and at this point in time, we're not. Like, we're really just cool, because Dexter has a girlfriend, and you've been dating this girl for so long, to the point where she's your, I'm getting ahead of myself. Dexter has the girlfriend. So people are like, he has a girlfriend, he has a girlfriend. And the girlfriend like would show up every once in a while, but she didn't live in the same city that we lived in at the time. So people was like, he had a girlfriend, he got a girlfriend. And I knew of the girl, but I was like, but we not like that, which we wasn't. We wasn't like that. It was nothing in between us like that. But of course, I've known and I've realized, because I'm kind of cute, or because I got a body, because I got all over, I can't have platonic relationships from the public. Public wise, anybody that I'm associated with or I speak to at times, I have to be sleeping with them. And I'm not. Most of the time, them dudes can't even get past it, because it's like, I'm not even interested in you like that. Like, we could be cool, I can hang out, we can laugh, but even if I'm interested in that, you won't know anyway. I'm that type of person where my business is my business. I don't put stuff out there. My business is my business. I've never been the type where I feel like I need to bloat or gloat about who I'm dating and what I got going on. My business is my business, because once you start telling people who you talking to, here come the people from kindergarten. Girl, he gave me a penny candy at kindergarten, at lunch table, but he a cool dude. Or here come, like, you never heard anything about this dude, but here comes everybody in the street committee saying, stay away from him. Don't do it. He don't really like you. He playing with you. Sometimes they be on point. But here comes that. And I'm that type of person where it's like, I don't want to hear nothing about your past, because I'm that type of person where I don't judge people about their past stuff, because I got a past. So I don't want to be judged. So I don't judge people on their past relationships. Unless it's like one of my homegirls. Like, if it's somebody that I'm cool with, or I call my sister, it's like, that's a no. Like, I'm not going behind my friend, or somebody that I call my sister. I'm not going behind them. That's a no for me. I don't care if y'all talked in preschool. That's a no for me. But if it's somebody I don't like, it's nothing between y'all, girl, I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. We're not friends. We're not friends. Anyway, so yeah, I'm that type of person. But at this point in time, it was like, we cool. So it was like, he got a girlfriend. And people were like, girl, he got a girlfriend. Girl, he got a girlfriend. And I was like, okay, like, we're cool. Like, nothing was going on between me and Dexter. So we cool. What's the issue? And they kept saying that. But again, I knew it was because I'm a thick chick. And so no matter what, people feel like, oh, because, she got a little body, she got a little shape, like she cute. There's no way y'all can have restraint and just be cool. Like, he got to hit it. No, everybody don't hit me. I don't know about you. Everybody don't hit me. Just to let you know. Anyway, so time had gone on, time was past, like, we was still cool or whatever. But the cell phone and all that stuff didn't happen until after these instances. So we're cool. We know each other from college and from church. And so it was like, we would in passing speak, hey, how you doing? We would laugh, talk, or whatever. But anytime we would laugh and talk and be joking, of course, they would be like, girl, he got a girlfriend, he got a girlfriend. And I knew about the girlfriend. But I don't, for whatever reason, I don't know why people feel like it's cool event to me. I don't know. I've had one person say, girl, you got a healing spirit. Yeah. People feel like it's cool event to me. So I know a lot of people business. I do. I know a lot of people business. So I don't know how me and Dexter end up being cool, but we end up being like really cool. And he started venting and talking to me about his fiance at the time. She was his fiance at the time. And he was going back and forth about marrying her. And I was like, I've never, during this time, I hadn't been through it. I hadn't been through the back and forth of should I or should I not go with certain plans. Because my ex-boyfriend, one of my ex-boyfriends was like, he wanted to marry me. He wanted to move me. And I let somebody talk me out of it. yeah, so it was like, I've never been in that situation prior to this. So him asking me questions was like, I've never, because I've always said that because married people come to me too. Anyway, and I tell him, I was like, listen, I've never been married. I've never, at this time, had been proposed to. So it was like, sir, like, I was like, my biggest thing is go with your gut. Like, your gut don't lie to you. Your gut do not lie to you. And I know, like, a lot of times we like, nah, I'm tripping, and we're going off what people think, or nah, I'm tripping. Your gut don't lie to you. Your gut do not lie to you. If you feel like you shouldn't do it, if you feel like you're in a place you shouldn't be, if you're uncomfortable, run. Don't do it. And that's literally what he was saying. He was like, something is telling me not to do this. Like, something is really telling me, like, I and I was like, maybe it's just cold feet. Because, again, at this point in time, I hadn't been proposed to. So I was like, well, maybe it's just cold feet. And he was like, no, I just got this feeling. But we've been together for so long. And a lot of times we base stuff on that, too. It's like, oh, we've been together for so long. Oh, this is what we're supposed to do. And it's like, baby, it could be your family member that you know all your goddamn life. When they do some nasty, skanky, low down, dirty stuff, or if you get a feeling about them, remove yourself. Remove yourself. It don't matter who they are. Remove yourself. So he kept saying that. Like, he kept saying, like, I just got this feeling like something just not right. Something just, I don't know. And I was like, well, maybe it's just cold feet. And of course, at this point in time, we're in church. So I was like, did you pray about it? And so he was like, well, yeah, but I don't know. And here's the thing, and I'm going to be totally 100 with you. If you have an open and honest relationship with your higher being, whoever that may be, your higher being send signs and give you answers. A lot of times, we just don't want to hear it. Real talk. We just don't want to hear it. So we move forward and being like, oh no, God said, when in reality, or whoever your higher being is, you got a whole different answer, but you wanted to do what you wanted to do. So you get what you get. Real talk. You get signs. You get confirmation repeatedly. And your gut, when I say your gut sometimes be screaming at you. So that's what he was going through at the time. And I was constantly telling him, like, I was like, listen, like, pray about it. Like, don't listen to nobody else, not even me. And I'm that type of person. I'm that type of friend. Don't even listen to me. Like, listen to your gut. Get in a quiet place, have a real conversation with yourself, and be real with yourself, and decide from there, right? So he decided, regardless of his reservations, regardless of like him feeling skeptical about the situation, he was like, I'm still gonna, like, I'm gonna marry her. And he married her. And so it was like, it was this huge, big spectacle of a wedding, and it was performances, and it was all these people, and it was all these bridesmaids and all these groomsmen, and it was like, whoa. So anyway, I would say maybe I'll give it 6 months. It's not funny. I'll give it 6 months. It might have been more than that. I'll give it a year. Let's give it a year. I really think it was less than that, but I'll give it a year. So a year, and then here comes trouble. And so it was like, okay, like, y'all newlyweds, and like, living with somebody is totally different than spending the weekend, spend a night, hanging out, vacations, etc. Living with somebody on a consistent basis is totally different from that. Like, It's a different ball game, right? And so I was like, well, maybe it's, maybe it's just that. Maybe it's, like the first year. They say the first year of marriage is kind of hard. So maybe it's just the first year itch. Maybe 6 months itch. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe it's just that. And so he was like, nah. And I don't know why, when it comes down to dudes, like, y'all see certain things even when y'all are dating, and you will go ask a female for their opinion, and when the female gives it to you, you don't listen, or you'll be like, nah, you just jealous. And because even before you ask the female, like, you realize and you know what you're feeling. So why do you feel like or think that's gonna change with the ring, with the baby? Why do you think that stuff will change a person? And that's literally how the person, like, I won't say talked me out of it, was more like gave clarity of why are you really doing this. And when my ex-boyfriend came back and wanted and proposed and wanted me to move to a whole different state, and at this point in time, like, I had started talking something. And that was the part, like, the person that I was talking to, it was more like a respect thing. But he gave clarity, like, real talk. He gave clarity of why are you really doing this? In reality, I wasn't in love with my ex-boyfriend. I ain't really care about the marriage flex or the wife flex. I don't really care about that. My thing was, at the time, I was tired. I was tired. And I was tired of raising a child by myself. And he had said that. So it was like, you knew. Like, sometimes you have people who study you and know what to say and what to do to pull you in. Anyway. So yeah, so you're there now. So I'm saying, like, maybe, what I'm saying, like, maybe I just need counseling. Maybe I need to go to counseling. Maybe I need to talk to people who've been married. Maybe I need to do the counseling thing, because y'all had to do counseling before y'all got married. So, counseling is okay. I am a 100% believer on therapy, counseling, whatever you want to call it. Somebody, an outlet, a relief, somebody, a mediator. Definitely somebody who's going to be real with you. Seriously, I'm all for that. So he was like, well, yeah, maybe that's what we need. Maybe that's what we need. Maybe that's what we need. And so he had presented therapy to her, and she declined it. So I was like, well, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. So, like, at this point, like, I'm more of a, like, I'm trying to stay neutral. Because, again, I've had friends where it was like, I've said certain things of what it is, and then they'll come back and be like, you just jealous, or you just mad. You know what I'm saying? Or you where your man at? Like, I've had that. And it's like, oh, okay. When I tell y'all I'm so sick and tired. Sick and tired. Sick and tired. When it's time for a change, it's time for a change. God gives you signs. He gives you signs. When it's time for a change, it's time to go. It's time to go. Anyway, so I was like, maybe that's it. Like, like, at this point in time, like, I'm staying neutral, right? I'm staying neutral, and I'm trying to stay out of it, because I want you to decide for yourself. I don't want to be the person to where you're like, oh, Angel said, well, you said I should, you're trying to break up my marriage. Like, I don't want no parts. I don't want no responsibility of it. Like, I want to stand back and let you go through it. So this one particular day, like, he had called me, and like I can tell, like, you know, like people that you talk to for a long period of time, like, well, I'm the type of person where I can tell if it's my friend, like if we real cool, I can tell in your text messages. I can tell in your voice. Like a lot of my friends, like they can text me and I'll be like, "What's wrong? You okay?" Or they'll be on the phone and like by them saying hello and I'll be like, "What's wrong?" Or we'll get off the phone and I'll be like, "Well, I hope you feel better," and they'll be like, "Well, dang," and they never mention like they were sick. Like I'm that type of friend. Like I could just tell when I'm like, you know, when I'm paying attention. When you a close friend, like you associate, I don't really care. But when you like a close, like I can tell. I mean, even regular schmegular people, I can tell. Like you can just tell. Well, I can. Anyway, so he had called and I was like, "What's wrong? You okay?" And so he was like, I'm at my wit's end. And I was like, "What do you mean? What's wrong? Like, what's going on?" And so he was like, I never should have married her. I should have listened to my gut. I should have listened to my instincts. I never should have married her. And I was like, whoa. And I'm like, cause you know, sometimes when we're really upset, it's like you say things that you really don't mean. Like you react off emotion. Which I tell people, I was like, therapy or working on that works. Like, take a moment, step back. And I was like, you know, it's like, whoa, wait a minute. Maybe you don't mean that. Maybe you just mad right now. And he's like, no, I never should have married her. And I was like, what happened? Like, what happened for you to say this? And so he was like, so I was at the airport. I went on a business trip and I was at the airport. And I said, okay. And so he was like, and I'm standing outside waiting for you to come pick me up. And I was like, okay. And so he was like, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. And when he said 30 minutes, I was like, then he said, once it got to the point where it was an hour, he was like, okay, maybe something's wrong. So he called her. It's not funny. So he called her. He called the house phone and she answered. And he said, hey, like, I'm at the airport. Did you forget to come pick me up? And he said, she said, hold on, I'm on the phone. And clicked back over. It's not funny. And clicked back over to her previous conversation. And he said he was standing there like stunned. It's not funny. He said he was standing there stunned, and it was reality for him, like, this girl don't like me. You like, and he didn't say aesthetic, but we're gonna say aesthetic because now we can relate to that term. You like the aesthetic of me. Like, you wanted the wedding. You wanted like the look of the wedding. You wanted the I'm a wife. You wanted the I have a husband, but not really being into me. And I tell people this all the time. You can feel when somebody don't like you. And a lot of times you'll kind of push it to the back and be like, nah, I'm tripping because of who the person is. Because it could be a family member. It could be your intimate partner. It could be a friend that you know. And this could be people, like I said, this could be people you know for a long time. You can feel when somebody don't like you. You can feel that. You can feel it. And a lot of times we put it to the back because we like them. You can feel when people playing in your face. You can feel that. But he pushed it to the back. Even though he had feelings early on, you had already proposed. You were planning a wedding. And it was like, no, I'm going to go for it. I'm going to go for it. And it's like everything in you was saying, no, don't do it. Don't do it. And you did it anyway. So I couldn't imagine living with somebody who really don't like me, but you like the aesthetic of me. You like how we look to other people. And so I was like, so did she click back over? It's not. I was like, so did she click back over? Because at this point, like, I'm shocked. And so he was like, yeah. And so, no, she didn't. No, yes. So she, she clicked back over. And so she was like, okay, yeah, I forgot you was at the airport. Like, I forgot you was coming home today. And so he was like, I've been here for over an hour. Like, how did you forget when we were on the phone? Like, I told you, like, I'm coming home. Told you, gave you my itinerary, gave you my plane itinerary. How did you forget? She was like, I forgot. And so he was like, well, are you, like, you coming now? So she was like, no. So you end up catching a ride to go home. She never came and got you from the airport. So I'm quiet because, again, I've been in situations where dudes will come vent to me. And when I say certain things from a woman's standpoint, not necessarily just your woman, but from a woman's standpoint, some men take that personal and thinking like I'm just attacking your woman. In reality, I'm telling you the truth from a woman's standpoint, and I'm trying to save you. But again, some people you gotta let it see. You gotta let them see it through, my boy. You gotta let them see it through. So anyway, so I was like, and so for him, that was the last straw. And that happens for people. Like, you can pile on, you can pile on, you can pile on, you can pile on the people doing you dirty, and it be one thing. And I said this to Erica, and I said, mostly because me and Erica are Capricorns, so we can relate to Capricorning things. And so I was like, how Capricorns take a lot. Like, we take a lot, we take a lot, we take a lot, we take a lot. And then it's that one feather of a thing that adds to the pile. And that'll be the nail in the coffin for us. And so for him, her not showing up to get you from the airport was the nail in the coffin for him. And so he had made the statement. He was like, if I would have just listened to you, or if I would have followed my mind with not ending that relationship and starting dating you, I was like, Angel would have been here to pick me up. Now, when he said that, it was like, I knew, like, you was kind of digging me. I was kind of digging you, but I wasn't saying anything, of course, because you had a girlfriend. So we were cool, right? So it was like, okay. So when he said that, it was like, oh, okay. And I was like, well, I'm sorry you're going through that or whatever. And I was like, but maybe I say before you make this huge major decision, because you just spent all this money on this wedding. So before you make that huge decision, make sure, this is something you really want to do and you're not reacting out of emotion. Because, she just didn't show up and pissed you off. So make sure you're not, what I'm saying? Like, you're not doing this out of emotion. And he was like, no, that's not the case. That's not the issue, because it's more things I just haven't spoken about. And I can't even front. Females do it, but men do it a lot, where it's so much stuff going on. A lot of times they just kind of push it to the back, and it was like, no, I'm just going to deal with this because I did XYZ, so I feel like I deserve this treatment. And that's just not the case. This is not the case. Anyway, yeah, so I was like, just think about it. And so he was like, I don't know. So I would say like 1 or 2 months had went by, maybe 3. And we were at, me and Gifted, we were at Bible study, but I was standing and sitting by Gifted. And he was conducting the Bible study. And this fool, it was during praise and worship. And this fool was up on the pulpit dancing. And I'm not talking about like no regular, like, shouting. Like he dancing like he had a kid and play party. Like he had a kid and play party. Like he had pulled his foot back. Like, y'all know that dance move that kid and play do, and they if I can find the clip, I'll insert it. But he was doing that on the pulpit, and he was he was like going back and forth. And so we was like, me and Gifted kind of looked at each other. So she was like, final decision made, divorce on the way. And like me and Gifted, you know, were cool. Like we would say certain things to each other, like we would discuss certain things, but I hadn't told her nothing about his business about that. And so, which is why I call her Gifted, like, cause she was really gifted. Like you didn't have to tell her certain things. She would just be like XYZ, elemental P, 1, 2, 3. Bitch, quit trying me. Like I promise you, and you'd be like, promise you. She was really gifted. Is really gifted. So yeah. So it was like, girl, what? And so she was like, you praying on the front end, I'm praying on the back end. You praying for your friend, but I'm praying for the spiritual side. That's over. She was like, that's his release right there. He really made his final decision. And she was right, because the next time I talked to him, he was like, yeah, I made my decision. It's over. Like, she is with her parents. You can't stay here no more. Yeah. And I was like, well, okay. And so during this time, like, after that, like, once it was completely final, was when he was like, you know, like, I really like you. And he started doing certain things for me. And so I'm the type of person where it's like, you just got out of a relationship. Let's say once he told me he really liked me, it might have been like 2 months. I'm the type of person, I'm like, give it 6. Give it 6 months. Because dudes don't be completely honest about their feelings. And y'all be doubling back. Y'all be doubling back. And I ain't got time for you to keep playing with my emotions and going back and forth. So I want you to make sure that you are completely healed and you are completely done with that before you come over here. So we can be cool, we can talk, we can kick it. But as far as you being like, oh yeah, I want to be with you type situation, give it 6 months. Because I want to make sure she's completely out of your system. So we like chilling so much till people are starting to notice. And this one particular, what do I want to give him a name? Yeah. We gonna call him Kirk. To this one particular time, Kirk walked up to me in church, and Kirk was like, oh, I see you hanging out at Dexter's house a lot. I see your car over there. He lived on a certain street, so when you passed his duplex, you can see like his car and you can see who's there. So like you saw my car, you saw his car, like, so I see your car there a lot now. And it's like, I knew where Kirk lived, so it's like, why you keep riding past his house to see my car? But I was like, yo, we real cool. And he was like, interesting. I told y'all, I'm intuitive and I pay attention to certain stuff. So the way that Kurt said interesting, it was like, what does that mean? Like, what you know? So I'm on standby. I'm already on standby anyway. I'm already skeptical because it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like you just got out of a situation. And so just in case you double back, yeah, like my feelings like, girl, we ain't in here. We sticking our pinky toe in here. We not all the way. We not jumping in. We sticking our pinky toe in here. Just in case we need to pull it on back. We not jumping in face first. So when Kirk said that, and I was like, interesting. Okay. So the place where the duplex was where Kirk had saw my car. That was before when people were saying like, oh, he got a girlfriend, because we was hanging out. Mind you, after once he got married or whatever, we weren't hanging together. So once he got married, he rented a house. So you're in a whole different place now. So I started coming over to the house. So we was talking and like chilling, like doing our normal. It was nothing different. It's crazy. Again, I don't even realize what's happening because a lot of times we be like, hey, come hang out with me. Hey, come go shopping with me. Hey, come watch a movie. So I would come over and like watch a movie, like hang out. And he was more than it was like bring Tyler. So you would have stuff for Ty. You would have stuff for Ty to do. But a lot of times Ty wasn't with me because Ty was busy. Ty was busy. A lot of people wanted Ty or they would come and get Ty because most of the time I would have my kid. That's just how I was. Because of Ty being sick and it was just certain things. Because he had a colostomy bag. So there was certain things that had to be done and you had to watch with that. And then there were certain people I just wouldn't let him go. But a lot of people wanted, like, we like, hey, can I come get Ty? Especially his godparents. A lot of times Ty was at his godparents' house. Ty was most of the time not with me. Or my mama, again, would be like, I'm coming to get my boy. And she would do just that. She would literally call me, most of the time not even saying hello, and be like, I'm coming to get my boy. She would come get Tyler straight out of school. Sometimes she would pick him up from his daycare. Meet me at daycare. Put him in the car. My mom had her own car seat, all that stuff. Anyway, so most of the time, Ty wasn't with me on the weekend, so I'm going to hang out with him. And we'll be sitting there like chilling. It was nothing sexual, nothing like that. We would literally just be sitting there talking, especially the first 2 to 3 months. You're talking about your ex-wife, which is why I said I'm skeptical about, okay, if you really like me, let's give it 6 months because you're not over her. So you're not about to play with my feelings. That's just how I feel. Anyway, so we're sitting there talking, chilling, cooling, it's whatever, right? So, lo and behold, it's been a while that we've been chilling, cooling. And at this time, like, I'm at the daycare. I have the prepaid phone. Like, you putting stuff in my apartment. Like, we hanging out. Like, you pulling up. And at this time, everybody knows your car. Your car is distinctive. My car is distinctive. So the people, like our church family, knows your car and know my car. So people are talking. So at this particular time, and then also, like, you are a minister in training, and I'm in the choir. And people don't know one of the leaders is Ty's father. It may be droplets here and there, but not a lot of people know. So this one particular night, we had, was this called, it was like the singles ministry. So the singles ministry had like this get together. It was like a game night situation. And so when he walked in, he spoke to everybody, but he came and sat straight to me. Like, I'm sitting on the sofa and he's sitting on the floor by me, but I'm leaning on him like this, like I'm leaning on him, or I'll put my hand on him like this, and we laughing and talking because we got our own jokes and stuff because we're hanging out. At this point in time, also, Sweet Spirit, I told y'all me and Sweet Spirit were cool, and Sweet Spirit and her boyfriend at the time, or maybe they was just talking. I don't know if they had made things official or not yet, but her and her boyfriend, or potential, whatever, he gonna be her boyfriend at this point. Her boyfriend, like, sitting across on the other sofa, and she's looking at me like this. And I was like, girl, what? Again, I'm not thinking nothing of it. But everybody in the, like, in the party is, like, looking and, like, watching. And so when we getting ready to leave, he was like, hey, I'll see you later. He was like, you gonna come through this weekend? And I was like, oh, if I don't have nothing to do, like, at the choir rehearsal or whatever, I probably will. He was like, all right, cool, I'll see you later. And he ended up leaving. So I go to my car. And when I go to my car, Sweet Spirit was like, Angel. And I was like, what's up? And so she came to the car. So she was like, what's going on with you and Dexter? And I was like, nothing. Like, we just cool. She was like, you sure? And I was like, yeah, we just cool. She was like, okay. And I was like, girl, what? And so she was like, nothing. If y'all just cool, y'all just cool. She was like, but I like it. I like it for you. I like it for you. That Sweet Spirit and her boyfriend. He's her boyfriend at the time. And her boyfriend knew who Ty's father was. So Sweet Spirit was like, She was like, I like it for you. I like it for you. Like, a lot of people wanted me to get away from one of the leaders. I promise you, a lot of people wanted me to get away. She was like, I like it. I like it. Y'all cute. Y'all cute. And I was like, girl, it's not like that. And I was like, that man just, he just went through a divorce. Like, we just really just having a good time. Like, we just getting to know each other. Which was true. Like, I wasn't rushing anything. Like I said, because I'm that type of person where it's like, baby, I don't want you spinning the block. I don't want you playing with my feelings. And we full in. I'm thinking we full in. And the whole time, like, you was still begging for her to come back. Or you still over here telling her whatever. But I'm like the little space saver. And you playing with my feelings while you making plans to go back over there. Anyway, so I was like, no, we just chill. So she was like, okay. So I get in my car and I go home. So of course my phone rang and it's Gifted. Gifted was like, girl, you the talk of the town again, huh? And I was like, And so she was like, you and Dexter together, huh? And I was like, we're not together because Gifted didn't come to the singles thing. She was like, one singles ministry meeting I missed and party. And I just missed all the tea. I just missed all the news, huh? She was like, but yeah, I hear you and Dexter an item. I said, me and Dexter are not an item. And I was like, and like we've been hanging out. You know this stuff already. And so she was like, I was like, girl. She was like, just be careful, just be careful. And I was like, ma'am, like, please stop playing with me. And we started laughing or whatever because she knew we was hanging out all the time. So anyway, I would say like 1 or 2 weeks go by and we need to give her name. What I want to call her? I need to get her a name. Oh, well, I gave somebody that name. Excuse me. Have I gave somebody that name? That's too close. I don't think this is close. Vanessa. Yeah. So Vanessa was a member of the church as well. And Vanessa walked up to me, and so because I had seen Vanessa, knew Vanessa. Vanessa sung in the choir. Like in passing, we were cool. Like we weren't best friends, but we was cool. So Vanessa was like, "Can I talk to you for a minute?" And I was like, "Yeah." And so we went to, at this point in time, I don't know why we're at church. I don't know if this is after a service or after Bible study or maybe after choir rehearsal. Unsure, but I know we are in the crying room. And that's basically a room where you take the babies and it's soundproof. So you don't hear the babies crying, but they can hear service. We don't hear the babies crying in service, but you can hear service in the crying room. So we went in the crying room and I was like, what's up? And so, like I said, people come and talk to me all the time about their problems, about their dreams, about their nightmares, about their dudes, about family stuff. Like, people used to come talk to me all the time. Like I said, I knew a lot of people's business. But anyway, so I was like, what's up? So I'm thinking, like, this is something, like, she want to confide in or whatever. Like, just some regular schmegular news. And so she was like, what's going on with you and Dexter? And I was like, nothing. And I was like, me and Dexter are just cool. And I was like, why? And so she was like, okay, I just wanted to make sure, because she was like, I don't want it to be no beef between us or nothing like that. Like, I wanted to, like, because me and you cool, and I don't want us to be beefing or nothing over no dude. And I'm sitting there going, oh, why would we be beefing over a dude? And so she was like, because, like, me and Dexter had something going. And I'm like, do tell. And I was like, you and Dexter had something going on? So she was like, yeah, me and Dexter had something going on. And I was like, oh, okay. And I was like, well, yeah, me and Dexter are just cool. It's nothing between us, which it wasn't. Like I said, pinky toe, not whole body. So this one particular, like, we hanging out for the weekend. After, like, we walked away, left out of the crime room. I didn't say anything to Dexter, but of course, y'all know who I hit up. Gifted. Girl, what I name the girl? What I named her? Vanessa. I hope I named her Vanessa. I ain't changed the girl name. Vanessa? Let me look. Vanessa. I forgot. Just that fast. So Vanessa, like, so I hit up Gifted and I was like, girl, why Vanessa just approached me in the crime room and was saying what's going on with me and Dexter, and you asking questions because she's saying, Dexter got something going on. Gifted said, girl, shut up. Shut up. No. And I'm going. And I was like, girl. And I was like, even though there's nothing between us, like, we've just been hanging out. We just been chilling. We just been cooling. We just been vibing. Here we go. And I was like, so that would make sense why Sweet Spirit was like, what's going on with y'all? And also, Kirk had said something when he said, interesting, because Vanessa is Kirk's niece. So I was like, girl. So she was like, are you going to ask him? And I said, I don't know. And so she was like, what you mean you don't know? And I said, because first of all, he's not my man. So he don't owe me no explanations, but yeah, we are kicking it. And then part of me, the nosy part, especially, I want to know. I want to know, but I don't want it. I don't know. I just don't want it to be messy. I don't know. I was like, girl, I don't know. I'll figure out the right time. If I'm going to say something, I'll say something. So we're hanging out as we usually do on the weekend. And I'm sitting on the floor because I don't mind sitting on the floor, especially if it's carpet. I'm sitting on the floor. I'm getting comfortable because we're getting ready to do like movie and pizza. And he's in the kitchen. And so something is like gnawing at me. Just gnawing, like, ask him. And so I was like, Dexter. And he was like, what's up? And I was like, there's rumors going on about you and Vanessa. Mind you, Vanessa is younger than me. And so he was like, what? And I was like, there's rumors going on about you and Vanessa. And so he was like, man, that's a lie. And there's just a feeling, like I said, there's just certain feelings, certain things that I get. And I was like, he's lying. And for me, that was like, it's a no. Like, it's a no for me. We can't date. We can be cool, but we definitely can't date. Because I need you to be completely honest with me. Let me decide. Even if that was the case, like if you was dating her or you wanted to be with her and I wanted to be the side chick, let me decide if that's something I want to be. Don't lie to me. Don't try to play me. Don't withhold information. Let me decide. Because now I'm looking at you side eye. And I don't trust you. And that was one thing I know people used to be like, girl, you was the girlfriend in Georgia. That man was honest about everything. Decision-wise, honest about everything. There was nothing that was coming to me, because we didn't have internet at the time, so there was nothing that was coming to me in the street. There was nothing that's hitting me in my face. If it was something that was going down, he was hitting my pager or he was calling me to say, this is what's going on. This is this. So before it hit the street, you know. Real talk. If chicks was coming up to me with, oh, I'm with Brown Eyes and I'm doing this. I'm with Brown Eyes and Brown Eyes is this. He had already said, this girl coming, this what happened, this was the interaction. I already knew. And I'll call out the interaction and the old girl will be, them chicks will fall by the wayside. Don't lie to me. Don't choose for me. Don't withhold information. I hate that. So it was like, he lying. So there went that. Like, there goes that prospect. There goes that. And it take a lot for me to like people. So if I really like you, I'm willing to deal with a certain amount of stuff, except lying, withholding information. No, you gotta go. Anyway, so I'm sitting there and I'm disappointed. But once he said no, he was like, that's not true. Like, he dropped his head because he was in the kitchen and he was standing like at the sink and he trying to drop his head. So it was like, yeah. So now you are, remember I told you like he was a minister in training. So the rumors now are spreading, especially, and then I'm also getting looks from Vanessa's family because we are all in the same church because we all hang together. Because after services, most of the time Dexter is coming up to me. Excuse me. So you are a minister in training. Remember I told you that. So at this point in time, like, it's your what you call it? Installation service? No. Not installation service. What you call it? It's the first sermon. Maybe it's called installation service. It might be installation service. But anyway, it's your first preaching engagement as after you done graduated, after you finish ministerial school. Like, this is your first sermon, right? Like, you're conducting the whole service. You're the minister on the docket. You're giving the sermon. Like, you're the person, you're giving the sermon. This is your trial sermon. This is your trial sermon. And so we're at this. What is this, your trial sermon? Or was this a speaking engagement? It might have been a speaking engagement. Because we wasn't at our home church. So it might have been a speaking engagement. And me, who was sitting by me? Gifted. Me and Gifted are sitting on one side. And he had invited us to this. It was a speaking engagement. Because it wasn't at our home church. And it wasn't a lot of people there. And it was after church. So it was like in the evening. And so when me and Gifted walked in, Vanessa and like her crew was already there. And so Vanessa is sitting on the second pew, and me and Gifted like is sitting on a whole different section. And so when Dexter finishes his sermon, like, he goes to sit down on the front pew, and Vanessa leans up and rubs his back. And he turned around and looked and, kind of nod his head. And I was like, so when she did that, Gifted was like, so I'm putting my hand up like this because I'm laughing, right? And so once service was over, like, he came up and he was like, thank you for coming. Thank you for supporting me. And I was like, you did good, which he was. He's a very good speaker. And I was like, you did really good. And I was like, congratulations. And he was like, thank you. And so I was like, because, I can look because he's standing, but I can see Vanessa. And I was like, Vanessa giving you a look, so you might want to go over there. I'm straightforward and blunt. I am. He was like, for what? And I was like, so left, right? So now rumors are going around because Vanessa had a baby, and rumors are going around that the baby is yours. And you reached out to me because you was like, at this one particular point, you was like, well, hey, we need to talk. We need to have a conversation. And I was like, oh, okay. And so I met up at his house. Like, we were having movies, we talking, and I was like, what's up? And so he was like, I want this to go further. And so he was like, but I don't think you're going to agree with it. And I was like, why is that? And he was like, Vanessa. And I was like, and I was like, right. And so he was like, but we're friends first. And he was like, so I want to be completely honest with you. And he kept pacing back and forth, kept pacing back and forth, kept pacing back and forth. And so he was like, and he sat down and he was like, okay, it was this one particular night. And he started describing the incident between him and Vanessa. And I was like, sir. And he was like, I know. Now, mind you, Dexter had told me about his incidents. So I know more than about Vanessa. Yeah, girl. I know about you too. Anyway, so but Vanessa, of course, with her being younger, was a huge deal. And so I was like, I said, so the baby, he was like, not mine, not mine. And I was like, bruh. He was like, not mine. I was like, I don't know. The way her family talking, they saying that's your baby. And so he was like, not my Angel, not mine. He's like, and one thing, like, since we've been friends, you've said, like, just be honest. You said, like, just be honest. And I'm being honest right now. I'm being completely honest right now. Like, did that mess up my chances? He was like, I when I said no, I told myself that it did mess up my chances, but I need to hear you say it. I need to hear you say it. And I was like, that has messed up your chances. There is no way we could ever be together. There is no way we could ever be together. I cannot date you. And we sat there in silence for a while. And so he was like, can we still be cool? And I was like, of course, we can still be friends. We can still hang out. But there's no way we can take this further. He's like, all right. So this means you won't give Marcus a chance? I love you the most because you're definitely the dopest in real life. And I'll see you in the next one.